Okay, we should see it coming up here soon. Yay. I love it. I love it. Love it. So what is going on? What is going on with you? What's
Nothing,
happening this
nothing. I'm
week?
here.
You here?
I'm here. It's another week. One more week for the books.
I know, I know, I know, I know. It's hard to believe that we are almost at the end of this month, and but all right, here
Yeah.
we go,
Mm.
and we're coming up on our live. Boom, boom, three, two, one, and hello, everybody. Welcome back to the show. We are so glad that you are here with us tonight for this episode. This is Dwayne.
This is Danita. Hi, everyone.
And this is Into the Woods. Into the Woods. So glad that you could join us. Hopefully, you had a great week. Hopefully, you had a great month. As you just heard us talking about, the month is almost done, y'all. It is the 27th? Yeah. Or
27th.
27 days down already in
Yeah.
2023. Oh my
23.
God.
Hmm.
So, what's this week been like for you?
It's been okay.
Hmm.
Interesting. Work. Let's not go there. But we're here. It's Friday.
I'm saying, thank God it is Friday. Thank God it's Friday. So, but it was a
Yeah.
good week for me too. I mean, not, you know, it. Th- I was a little tired, of course,
Okay.
because I need to go to bed.
Hmm.
But overall, it was a good week. And today, I had a bunch of things that I needed to get done, and I was worried that I wouldn't get them done.
Right.
And and I got all the stuff on my, there are about five things that I need to get done for today. And it was funny
Hmm.
when I got that last thing done, and I was posting something, and I hit post. It was like this weight just got
Yeah.
released.
Yeah, when you do something that you know you need to do and it's
Hmm.
pressing on you, you finally get it done, that
Right.
weight just goes away.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's great.
So it was good. I was going to like put it all down and said, okay, I can't do it. But then I dug it. Actually, what happened was I went to pick Blake up from school,
Uh,
and on
mhm,
the way home, we were just talking. I mean, normally he's on his device,
mhm,
and so I asked him to turn it off, and he did, and then we just
mhm,
started talking about stuff, and so
mhm,
so that conversation, and we didn't talk about anything, in particular. It was just about school and
mhm,
basketball and whatnot.
mhm,
And that simple conversation that we had lasted all over 15 minutes while we got home. And when
mhm,
I got home, I was like, okay, boom. And we had an appointment at 6:30 tonight, and we got home maybe about 3:30, 4 o'clock. And so I knocked
mhm.
it all out, and I was like, yeah, I got it done.
Good,
So
good.
So anyway, so I'm excited. So as we are going into this year, right? So we've talked about a lot of stuff. End of last year, coming into this year, and I am this year making strides, right? So there's some stuff I plan to do. There's some organization I needed to do in the stuff I was doing in my creator space to get some things organized, and I did those. And I started thinking there are people that are around me, and you may have people around you as well, and that's my people. Those are my group, and I would love to be able to have us kind of move together. Now, not that that people say, "Oh, don't let people hold you back." That's not what I'm talking about. It's these are my people. I want them to succeed, and I want them to maybe catch a glimpse of some of the things that I see. And how do we go about doing that? How do we go about doing that? Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, how do we go
Yeah.
about doing that, Danita? What do you think?
Um,
I mean,
how do
first of all, is
we
is that something we should be thinking about?
helping people rephrase it again? Say it again. I'm sorry.
So I was saying, we have people that are around us, and we always talk about community, and I was saying that
Mhm.
it would be nice to kind of help people along as we are improving and as we're seeing different things, as we are learning. Is that a good use of our time? Is that something we should be doing? Sometimes people get the idea, oh, you think you're better than, so now you're trying to, there's all these things that kind of go in your head,
some negative. Yeah, yeah.
you know?
I think in people seeing what you're doing or hear you talk about it every now and again, I mean, they will get interested. And if it's
Right.
if in you making your strides and taking your steps forward, and they have something they want for themselves, looking at you make those moves, I think, that will motivate them to do the same.
Okay. Well,
So
so
I
as we
don't
were
think it's
talking, this. Go ahead. Yeah.
no, I lost it just that quick.
Okay.
Go
But
ahead.
so as we were talking, we came up with a list of things that we're gonna kind of go through tonight, and it's not an exhaustive list, but it is a list that I think we can use to help us figure out how to maybe motivate people that are around us. Because remember, this year is our year of being unstuck. We're not doing stuff like we did last year. It's going to be different. And so getting people around us to catch that vision, I think is great. So let me pop over to that screen. And so I guess the first thing that we want to talk about, and you kind of mentioned it a little bit. So be a good role model. Be a good role model. How do you speak to that? What does that mean? Be a good role model.
Well, any role model I look at, it's someone who had a dream or a vision, and they set a plan in motion and they followed it. Like they didn't start and stop. They said, "This is what I'm going to do," and you watched them do that. So for me, that would be a good role model because I saw that it can be done. So
Okay.
that.
So someone who so the things that we want our community or those who are around us to do, we model that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that, for instance, we were talking earlier, you were talking about journaling, about writing, right?
Right.
And
Right.
so if we want people to journal, then we model journaling, hey,
Exactly.
and so we talk about what we're doing
That's
and the
normal.
things that we're gaining with journaling. So I like that. I
Yeah.
like that. It's almost kind of like when I was going through school, all the procedures, we put in a central line, we do a thoracenthesis or whatever. And so my senior, the people who are above me, modeled that for me, right? So see one, do
Right.
one, teach one is what they say.
Exactly.
So you watched it, then you did it, and then you taught the person behind you.
Exactly.
And so it
Exactly.
was a just continuous thing that we did.
Hun-
Yeah, I love it. Okay, so be a good role model. Okay,
Model.
communicate effectively. I like this one. And the reason I like this one is that, recently I had, I don't know that it was an epiphany, but I had really a change in my idea about communication. And I think I've said it here before, that I always said it was the person, if I was trying to tell you something, it was your job to get it. Right? I just said it, and then it was your job to get it. But I've recently learned it is the person who's trying to convey the idea. It's their responsibility to convey it in a way that the people that they're talking to get it. And you may have to draw pictures for one person, tell a story for another person, write out the details for somebody else. But sometimes we just throw something out there and we're like, okay, well, if you pick it up, that's on you.
Right. Right. But I mean, how do you know that they got it though? You communicate, you draw the picture, you make the movie, you make the painting, you sing a song, you do all this, and they either don't get it, act like they don't get it. How do you know that they've received what you're?
Yeah. So feedback, right? You got to ask. you know. And like I said before, I put it out there, and then you just did whatever you want with it. But now asking, okay, Danita, did you get what I said? All right, and having them repeat that to you, or explain what they thought that mean, because sometimes people can repeat stuff to you, but they still don't get it. They can repeat your words, right?
But
But they
didn't
still don't get the
register.
idea. So having, talking to them and say, hey, did you understand what I said? Did you, so forth. And as we're talking about getting unstuck, right? I think we got to be careful, like I started saying before, that we don't appear, or we don't present ourselves as, well, I'm the expert at getting unstuck now, so you got to listen to me, kind of thing.
Right. It's like, no.
Right. Right. But just communicating effectively, communicating clearly, and doing what's necessary to get that person to really feel and get you, because when they do get you, right, man, when they connect with your vision, and when they connect with what you're saying and teaching, then the power that gives them to move forward and to get themselves out of situations that they've been in for maybe even years is amazing.
It's amazing. It's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With communication. All right, why don't you grab that next one? Offer support.
Offer support. Wow. So how do you offer someone support? You, I guess you see what they need. You ask them, what help do you need? Where can I assist? So I mean that's
Right. Yeah.
it's how I get support. That's how I offer the support to others. If I see that they need help somewhere and I'm able to help, or if they've asked me and I can help, then that's how I offer my support.
Right.
Yeah.
And this one can actually be a tricky one as well, because I remember in our office we were having a meeting once, and there was a lot of work to be done. I mean, it was just busy time. And so we're sitting around, and we said, I don't know if I said or my wife said, hey, if you have extra time, ask the other person, right, if they need help. And one of the team members said something interesting. No, I always need help. So you know what I do. So if you see stuff piling up, don't ask me if I need help, because I need help. Just go into my pile and grab something and do it.
Yeah.
And I thought that was so insightful, right? Because I know there are times when I am so busy that I can't even tell you what help I need, but there's stuff all around me that needs to be done, right? There's a pile here, there's something here I got to do. So sometimes I think, and I resonate with that team member. I said, there's stuff that you see that I need. Just don't come ask me if I need help, because I do need help. Just find one of those things and surprise me. I like surprises. Some people don't like surprise. I like surprise. I like to come over and see that some of my work is gone.
But you said it right there. Some people don't like surprises. Some people would prefer to, do you need help? And then be like, yes. They think they could do it all by themselves. They think you're infringing on their stuff. Like, what are you doing? This is mine. Why are you touching it? You didn't ask. So it's a double-edged sword. So I prefer, to put if there's anyone that needs help, just point me in the direction and they will do that. For those who I need to go to each individual person, let me know, right? I'm just not going to take it on myself to step in, because everybody's different. Everybody's different. So yeah,
Yeah, it
I'm
is.
not
It
doing
is.
that.
But yeah, but giving support, offering support to people can come in lots of different ways, right? Lots of different forms. It can be actually helping them with the work that they're doing. It
Hmm.
can be sometimes just saying, "Hey, I see what you're doing," or
Hmm.
"Hey, do you need to take a break? Here's some water. Here's some juice. Hey, do you want to go
Hmm.
to lunch?" I mean, so there are so many kind of emotional things that we can do in addition to the actual work that
Right.
they're doing.
Yeah.
Sometimes people need that emotional support. That they're stressed and they're running here. They feel like they're frazzled, and just you coming by and offering to go to lunch and hey,
Hmm.
can I stay a little late with you while you're doing whatever.
Yeah.
I think all of that is great.
Yep. Yep. I agree.
All right, so be positive, avoid negativity and criticism. Woo, man, we could spend a
There's a
lot of
lot
time on
packed
this one
into
right
that
here.
one.
Well, let's talk. Let's walk through each of them. So be positive, avoid negativity, and then avoid criticism. Let's start with the positive. Be positive. This is so easy to not do,
To
right?
be
So we
positive.
to be positive, we can easily fall into the negative. I know. Um, I was at work one day and things had been going great, right? Things have been going great, and then I think I got a note or a letter that I
Hmm.
didn't like, and I looked at it and
Hmm.
said, "Look at that, just another thing." And I mean, and it was
Hmm.
like it wasn't even that I. It was just like a switch went off, right? And I
Right.
started thinking,
Right.
"Oh, there's another thing." So it's very easy to be positive. So how do we?
I get it.
Yeah, how do we can we be positive all the time?
I don't know if we could be positive all the
Hmm.
time. That's kind of,
Hmm.
we're not built to be positive all the time. Negativity, like you said, comes easier.
Uh-huh.
Um, oh my gosh, it's just kind of hard. You just gotta kind of look at it differently. Like,
Hmm.
what's the bright side of this particular situation? you know, how, you know,
Right. Right.
I,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's kind of a tough one to maybe positive all the time.
Yeah. And
I don't
as
know.
we're talking about the people around us, I think a way to be positive, and we're going to talk about that here in a couple of another one of these little
Mhm,
sections,
mhm,
is to practice finding the bright side, like you said. Practice, and it is a practice, right? Because sometimes in the middle of the situation, you will go negative,
yeah,
but then
yeah.
be able to later on say, okay, how could I have been more positive? As you talk to somebody, sometimes they'll say something to you, and you'll go negative, and
Mhm,
then so later on you have to think, okay, what do I need to do in the midst of certain situations to help me kind of stay in the positive light or find the positive in that situation. I talk about my team a lot. There's a gal who used to work for us, and I tell my wife all the time that I wish I had her. She was like a duck. I mean, whatever fell on her, it just rolled off. I mean,
mhm,
she had this uncanny ability to be in situations and have things happen, and it
mhm.
just, yeah.
Bulldog.
And it wasn't a bad, because sometimes that can be a negative, right? If people just don't care. And it wasn't that you didn't
Mhm.
care, it was that it didn't ruin her day.
So can we say, because I've been reading and looking at some things where sometimes our negativity and all these bad feelings come because our desire for something to be different than what it really is. And
Mm.
when you realize and you look at it for what it is, then it's easier for you to handle. You don't have that expectation or that wish. So her being a duck, it's quote unquote, it sounds more like she was accepting whatever came her way for what it was. She didn't have any expectations or it should be something different, so and it's true, certain things I've looked at and like, this is what it is, what I'm gonna do. And, so you don't even really get upset. It's like, what am I gonna do? This is what it is. Got to just deal with it as it is right now, not what I want it to be or what it should be, or So, yeah.
And that I think that goes back to that goes back to the serenity prayer, right? What is it? God grant me the wisdom. The knowledge to change the things I can, the wisdom to know I can't, and then the wisdom to know the difference between them.
Yeah.
So I think that's amazing. Yeah. So I think that is a way to kind of work on the positivity, and in all the stuff that we're doing as we go through this year to be unstuck, you have to be positive, right?
Yeah.
Because we're actually stepping out of our comfort zone, and you got to believe that this is gonna work. This is come hell or high water. This is working this year.
Going to work. Right? Yes.
All right. So be positive, and then avoid two things: avoid negativity and criticism. And so we kind of talk a little bit about the negativity already, about how to avoid that, and that. I think the avoiding negativity is heavily based on the practice of positivity.
Yes, because you turn that around. And then criticism. How do you avoid criticism?
Well,
people are going to always criticize.
Well, it's not necessarily them criticizing. It's you criticizing. You avoid criticism.
Yourself.
So I have, there's this book, I think it's called The Love Dare. Yes, Love Dare. And in it, and they go through these things that you do. I think it's it's a 30-day book. And the first thing that they said is don't say anything negative to your spouse.
Okay.
Don't say anything negative. And I had to do it like 3 times before I got it. The first week I failed. The second week I failed. I had to do it 3 times before, and you have to do it for a week.
Okay.
Don't say anything negative for a week. And it is so easy to like see something and, a criticism is there. And so what I had to do was I had to look at the things and once again find the positive in it. Right. So for example, this cup, right? If I didn't want this cup here, like if, Charmaine brought me the cup and she put it here, I said, well, at least she washed the cup. Right. You see what I mean? You see what I just did?
Yeah. You switched it.
You switched it. And right. So it's not that people can't be people can't criticize, but it's that we don't criticize
others. Around us. Okay.
And that can really motivate people to catch their wings, to catch their spirit, to be free and be light, right? Because we're not let me go back here for a second. And so be patient, reward. Okay. So we're going to talk about something in a minute, but I'm going to start the discussion in this one. Dave Ramsey is a guy that we learned a lot from. He's a financial guy here in Tennessee. Well, he lives in Tennessee, but he says that he tells his managers and he tries to catch people doing stuff right. Because as managers, when we're managing, what are we looking for?
The negative stuff.
We're looking for the wrong stuff. Like, oh, Danita, you didn't do the. Oh, yeah, you only did two of those things. You were supposed to be do four of them. Hey, that's the wrong color. Hey, that's the wrong print. Hey, that's the wrong this. That's the wrong right. So that's what we're doing because we're quality assuring. But he says, have you ever tried to catch somebody doing something right? Just walk around, and he had, I don't know what reward he gave him, and that's why I said we're going to talk about that here in a minute. But yeah, walking around, he was trying to catch people doing stuff that was right, and then pump them up. And when that happens, oh my God, people just are amazed. Yeah,
and you get more of that. You get more things to. They no longer wish to do anything negative, right? They're gonna do their best to get all that positive stuff.
Get all the positive. So yeah, cool. All right, and then be patient. My goodness, be patient, man. I know I got to work on.
Talk about it. Let's talk about that.
I have got to work on patience because I am ready for it to be done, and I'm ready for it to be fixed right now.
Yes. Yeah. That is I got to work on that. That's like top of the list. Patience is not my friend.
But people. Go ahead.
No. I didn't have anything to say.
No, I guess I was gonna say that I love the space I'm in. I was on. What was I on recently? Oh yeah, I was on a podcast, and the guy asked me to introduce myself, and I thought about it as I was getting ready to introduce myself, and I said, "Hi, I'm Dwayne Wood, and I'm a person who's just loving my life right now." That was my introduction.
Okay.
If you had asked me that 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, I said 2 years. I mean, maybe even a year and a half ago, that would not have been my introduction, right? Because I liked my life. It was okay, but I was not in my thing. I wasn't in my zone. I wasn't feeling the growth. I wasn't feeling the empowerment within me. Right? I was in the grind.
Right. So you're becoming more of who you want to be or who you feel you are, and inside it's now being manifested outside
On
so
the
everyone
outside.
can see now.
Yes. And the reason I say that is that everybody gets to that point at their time. So sometimes, if I'm floating and I'm doing my thing, I want everybody to be there with me, but not everybody gets there at the same time. Because it took me a while to get there, and it took a lot of work and a lot of, to get to this point. And so being patient with other people is so important, because if we're not patient, we actually lose them, not because they don't have the ability or not because they don't have the desire, but we kind of outpace them.
Yeah, we're rushing them.
Right.
We're rushing them. Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I'm guilty. So that's why I'm not saying much.
I love it. All right. So be patient, and then reward progress and encourage effort. Why don't you lead out on that one? I got a lot to say, but I'm gonna let you talk. Reward progress, encourage. Let's take reward progress first.
So we're rewarding.
Well, no. Sorry. Let's go back. Let's go the other way. Let's do effort first. Let's do encourage effort, and then reward progress. So let's talk about encouraging effort. What does that mean?
That means that if you see them, I get confused. So are we talking about anything that we see them striving for where we had this discussion earlier. I get confused. Where they're trying to go, and we encourage them making those strides. We just kind of keep telling them to keep on going, and
Well, so we can talk about it in a couple of different ways, right? So let's go back to our original premise that we are this year making things happen for ourselves. That's what we're doing, right? We have
Right.
decided that we're not doing stuff like we did it in 2022. 2023 is a new year, a new stuff, new thing. And so we have these people around us that may also have their own vision, but they may
And so
feel
we're
stuck, right? And
Mhm.
we want them to grow with us, even if it's in our vision, but we definitely want them to grow in their vision. We want them to get unstuck.
right. So we encourage it with whatever strategy they take, and then we encourage them and tell them to just continue to go forward and help them do that in any way that they might need.
Okay.
No.
So we're encouraging the effort that they're making. They're showing up,
Yes.
they're practicing the piano, maybe they're practicing basketball, they're going on the job interviews, they cut their hair, they
Mhm.
shave, they bathe
Mhm.
now, whatever it may be, right? So we're
Mhm.
so we see some effort and we're encouraging the effort. So whatever they're
Mhm.
doing, yes, hey, good job. Let's keep it up. Let's keep moving.
Right. That's like
Um
support and that are related. They're
Supporting that,
almost
yeah.
one and the same. So we've
Hmm.
kind of talked about that earlier in the
Right, right.
yeah.
And then, so we're encouraging their efforts. So the baby steps, whatever steps they are, if they're trying to
Mhm.
save money, and all of us they stop buying whatever they used to buy, and
Mhm.
now they
Mhm.
cut back on that. So hey, man, good job. I love what you're doing. So we're encouraging the
Mhm.
steps, and then reward progress. Reward progress. Now this one is a little interesting, because it almost sounds like it should be in a work environment, so the boss sees you doing, and he's rewarding you. But even as friends, and even as colleagues outside of work in our personal lives, we can reward people. We could send them a card, say, hey man,
Mhm.
you made let's go back to the saving money thing, right? So, hey,
Mhm. Mhm.
we saw you have a goal of $1,000 in the
Mhm.
bank, and you save 500. Hey, I'm so proud of
Mhm.
you, right?
Mhm.
You'd be surprised how little things will help people get motivated. Sometimes we think it has to be some big grandiose
Big.
gift, but just a
Yeah.
little note that says, hey, I was,
Mhm.
I saw what you
Yeah.
did, right?
Yeah. I
And
agree.
definitely if you were at the job, employers, definitely if you're at the job, reward them, right? Let them know that,
Yeah.
we
They did
feel you.
something else.
Something good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I agree. So
So
that's
it's an amazing, all of this. I continue to be surprised that all of this stuff just all runs together.
yeah. It does. We speak about it in different aspects of different the different shows, but it
Mm.
all just ties in together.
Ties in together. Yeah. So cool. But yeah, but I think that is a great thing for us to do, to be able to help motivate the people that are around us, to
Hmm.
help them grow. And the beautiful thing about it is that as we help them, we grow as well, right?
That's true.
So
We
it's not
do.
just a one-way street where everybody's kind of working and everybody's trying to get better. But yeah, but 2023, y'all, we doing it.
We're
We're
doing
doing
it
it,
and doing it big.
and we doing it big, right? We're making things happen.
Yes.
We're not gonna be. I was about to say we're not gonna be afraid anymore, but that's not true, right?
Mm-mm.
We are going to execute despite fear.
Yes. We have to. We have to. I was again listening to something else, and they were given the analogy of opera singers. They couldn't hit certain notes and they thought it was something with their vocal cords, but it's because they couldn't hear it, right? So going back to being a positive role model, like they couldn't hear it, and sometimes we can't do things because we can't see it.
Woo!
So
Oh, wait,
you
wait, wait.
know,
I gotta
what?
get some. Yes, because we can't see it.
We can't
Oh
see
my
it.
God! I just,
So
you just hold on. I gotta write that down. You just gave me an idea for a show.
yay!
We don't do because we can't see. Oh my! It. Oh yes, yes. Love it.
Yeah. So, so, so we're here, guys. We're doing it, so you guys can see it. So come along.
Come along with us. Come along with us. We're in the woods, but we coming out, y'all.
Yes,
We
coming
we
out.
coming out of the woods. So yeah. So yeah, that was great, Danita. Thank you for sharing and
You're welcome.
being a fan in there.
You're welcome. Yeah.
So guys, if you have not done so, we thank you for being here. If you've not done so, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. You can create a free account on YouTube and hit the subscribe button, and also hit the bell so that you'll know when we go live and when we put other things up for you. Glad that you're here. Share this with family. Share it with friends. This would be a great one for if you've got a friend group. If you guys, if you have a group of people that get together, some family event, this would be one to put up on the screen and play the video and walk through together. I mean, the things that we just talked about, and we just Danita covered like the surface of a lot of these things, right?
True.
You guys can take it and you can go deep with all of them. As a matter of fact, we could have done a show on every single one of the things that we just talked about.
Yep.
Okay.
We sure could have.
So, so take time and we encourage you to use it and drop us a note in the comments. Let us know how you're using it. Right? Let us know. Are you this year trying to get unstuck? Are you this year trying to move to a higher place? Are you this year trying to move in a better direction? In the comments, I want you to put #yes. #yes. If that's you, if that's what you're trying to do, #yes in the comments if you're watching this on the replay. And we would look forward to seeing you in the future at our next show. So this is Dwayne.
This is Danita. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody. Thank you for being here. All right. See ya.